For this, we need to process the image, and we need to detect the eye of the driver, and we need to we need to find the movement of the eyeball of the driver in the real time. So to do that, we need some certain libraries to process those images. So here we are using the computer vision technology and the artificial intelligence as well. So what the computer vision library does, that it actually captures the video and cut the video in certain frames, and then it do process those frames one by one, and then it do the certain task after the processing of the image, and classify the image according to our instructions. So there are various modules to do that, suppose that you have to process the image and want to detect the eye of the driver, or want to detect the face of the driver. So it process the image, cut the frame and process the image and try to detect the eye using the certain modules, that eye detection module. Or if you are trying to use the face recognition, so it use the face recognition module. So there are different module you have to train, or either you got some pre-trained module from TensorFlow or OpenCV. So here we are using the OpenCV library for capturing the image in real time and processing those image and saving those image in a file directory. And next we have a iGame library. So the what does this iGame library do is that cut the eye part of the image and try to detect the eyeball, and then compare to the previous frame whether the eyeball has moved or not, and if it moved, then in which direction, either in upward or in downward, or in left. So it tells the eye movement, and after detecting the eye movement, it will decide whether the driver is sleeping or he is in unconscious state during the transportation. So actually, why we need this project is that uh, there are lots of accidents happen every year, just because the driver first fall asleep, or go in unconscious state due to the long drive, and this often happen in the transportation of cargo or parcel from one city to the another city. So most of the automobile system are using this technology, and we are also going to do a simple DIY on this. So for this, we need to install both of the library and other modules. To do so, we have to open the Raspberry Pi desktop. Here I am using the VNC. Here I am using the VNC to connect it with my Raspberry Pi. So okay, after opening the this Raspberry Pi desktop, you have to open the Linux terminal. Here I am opening the Linux terminals, and now you have to install the required library. To install the library, we have to simply enter the syntax sudo. Sudo is needed if you are installing it as the core user, and sudo pip3. Pip3 you have to use when you are using the Python 3 or installing a module to Python 3 using the pip3 version, or if you are using the module in Python 2 or using the Python 2 version, you have to use the pip only, not pip3. So I am using the Python 3. So I am typing the sudo pip3 install OpenCV. So after this syntax, OpenCV will be downloaded and installed in your Python library. And next we have to download the iGame library. After this, after you press the enter, the iGame library will be downloaded. I have already downloaded it. So after doing all those things, you can also clone the OpenCV library to get the detection module. Here I'm also using another library called face recognition. I'm using the face recognition library so that we can recognize the face of driver as well. So that it gives the extra security to the vehicle. Suppose that any another driver have entered and start driving, so it will also detect who is the owner of the vehicle and who is actually allowed to the driving. So you can also use the face detection module to detect the face of the driver. Next, we have also using the NumPy. NumPy is actually helping us in converting the frames and detecting the eyeball eyeball. Then we will with the help of the NumPy we can actually detect the movement. What is the movement of the eyeball from the previous image using the array. And after that we are going to use the ESpeak module. We are going to ESpeak module here to give the alert to the driver. Like suppose that driver is in sleep for a long time, or a driver haven't moved his eye for a long time, then it gives the alert to the driver, are you sleeping, are you sleeping, are you sleeping. And if it didn't respond, then it automatically push to press the brake, or it automatically trigger the pneumatic actuator to press the brake and stop the vehicle. And next we are have the iGame library here in the code, so that it can process the eye part of the face, and what is the direction of movement of the eyeball, either in left, right, or if, whether the driver is not moving his eye or is it closed. So iGame do these things for us. For the face recognition, we have here set the face image and the file name. Suppose that uh, driver name is XYZ, so you have to copy the driver face image to the directory where you put this code and get the name here, and also the face encoding and what is the name of the driver. And next we have also set a file location for the for that, because uh, iGame need a file to process the image. So what whatever code do is actually it captures the video. OpenCV captures the video, then save the video and cut it in the frame, and it again save that frame in the image name to this file location, or with this image.jpg name, so that iGame actually go to this file location, open the image.jpg file and process the image and get the location of the eye movement. So in next step we have the code for doing all those things, like detecting the face, recognizing the face, and cutting the video in the frame by frame and saving those frames into the JPG file format to the directory I have said to you before. And after that we will pass that file name to the iGame module and try to detect the direction of eye movement. So after iGame process the file, here I have set the eye eyeball direction file. This file name was set here as image data image.jpg. So the OpenCV what do is it captures the image and save the image file at this location, and iGame go to those file and process and try to detect the eye movement. After getting the direction of eye, it will check whether the eye have moved, whether the direction of eyeball is to the same previous one. Then it count is equal to 1, so that driver haven't moved its eye, or is not moving its eye uh, from the previous one. And when the total count is 30, so that driver is not moving his eye from the 30 second, you can also increase at according to you for the movement detection of the driver's eye. So so after the counting the 30 second, and the movement of the eyeball of the driver remains the same, then we will use the yes peak synthesis for to alert the driver that are you sleeping. So the audio output from the Raspberry Pi came alerting the driver, are you sleeping, after the 30 second of count, that he is not moving the eye. And in this way it will alert the driver that he is not moving an eye whether he is sleeping or not. So the driver got wake up, and he start doing the driving again. So this type of project is very helpful in the long term drive, or during the parcel of the or in the transportation of the long distance, where the driver often fall asleep and accident occur. occurs. There are lots of such a cases happen. So I am doing a test here. So I am running this module here for the live demo. Let's see what happened. So you can now see that Raspberry Pi is detecting my eye and my face. You can see that it is detecting my face and my name, Ashwini Kumar Sinha. So it have detected the driver face and name, Ashwini Kumar Sinha. Also detecting the eye movement. So when I am doing the eye movement, it says the direction of eye movement. If the movement remains same, and then it will start counting. I'm moving the eye continuously, so it is showing that towards down, towards left, it is showing the eye moving in this direction. Now you can see like that. It is showing the movement of the eye in which direction, whether I'm moving the eye to the left direction, to the lower right, to the center. It is showing the eye, and it is doing all this process in the real time. And here you can see the count. When I haven't moved the eye for the 9 second, it total count the 9 second and old same. So that indicating that driver haven't moved its eye ball for the 9 second. But after that, I have moved the eye to the down, and so it resume again to the detecting of movement of the eye. So this is how this project works. You can also use this project in other different things like tracking the eyeball and making a eye controlled UI. Suppose that you want to control your PC through the eye, so you can take these as an input and control the PC as well. So you can modify this project according to your need. But here in this project, we are doing it for the sleep and nap detection of the driver who is driving the vehicle for for a long distance during the transportation of parcels and other cargo. So this is how our project works. So these are the code file I have here for attending the session. You can now ask the question if you want to ask any question, have any doubt.
Ashwini, there is a question from Mr. Rakesh. Is the sample code available on GitHub or anywhere else?
Actually, this code is available on the Electronics for You website. I will share the link later to you, and also the PPT. And for the OpenCV and iGame, you can get both those on the GitHub, and you can install the library to your Raspberry Pi and clone code to your Raspberry Pi using git clone, and you have to paste the link of the GitHub. You have to simply do one thing. You have open the Linux terminal and then type git clone, and next whatever the link was for the OpenCV GitHub link for the OpenCV or the iGame, just paste it here and put the enter. After that, it will automatically clone the whole codes and sample and example to your Raspberry Pi. You can also use the vget.
There is a request for demo if driver sleeps, no eyeball movements demo
Yeah,
in the
I will
chat.
try to do it. Actually, I am doing the session, and so I have to move the eye on the cursor and other things. That's why this happened. But I am trying to do it, trying not to move my eye during the demo. Let's try it out. Actually, I haven't connected the speaker, so sound will not come to you, but it will show you the alert of the 30-second count in this part. I'm moving my Raspberry Pi and the eye. It is hard to put the eye as the same position for the I'm trying without any bling. Raspberry Pi in my hand, and I have also uh, do the cursor movement and another thing. So it is hard for me to get the eye at the same position. But here you can see when I don't move for the 10 second, it will say that old same for for the 10 second. And here I am not moving the eye for the 13 second or on the 14 second, then it will detect that the old from the same 14 second. But unfortunately, the camera of the Raspberry Pi moved due to the shaking of hand, and it detect the eye movement. That's why it is hard for.
Can you show them the face mask detection on Arduino board?
Uh, Face mask detection on Arduino board is if you are using the Arduino Uno or another board, so it is not possible because Arduino Uno is very basic board and it is not made for uh, it is not made for the image processing type of thing. But on the Raspberry Pi or NVIDIA Joyston or another SS Thinker board, another high-end development board that is made for the image processing, on those things you can do, but you have to create a training module for detecting the mask and face. You have to make a custom training module for that for detecting the mask on the face. But you can do it by the TensorFlow by training your own custom module.
Mr. Avinash is close our eyes and then it can detect as no movement in case you want to demo it.
I will show you the live demo. I will actually upload a video on YouTube and I will embed those things, live demo of those things on the YouTube. You can see on a EFI website. I will share with you guys the whole demo of the project. Right now it is hard to do that because I am doing the you know the session as well, and I have to see the mouse cursor and other thing, and I'll also keep the Raspberry Pi in front of my eye and shaking the hand, other things and happening. So it is hard to me to do all those things at the single time. But I will show you the live demo on the tech drive. You can go and check. We will upload the video soon.